media marketing professionals who know how to get results. Drive web traffic, boost sales, get social today. Visit www.turnupthevolume.com. That's turnupthevolume.com.
Imagine buying a newspaper and discovering that the news you're reading is 6 months old. There isn't much that stays the same for 6 months. And the same thing goes for background checks. In a time when so much outdated information is being passed around, it's good to know that People G2 offers something different. At People G2, we provide today's intelligence, not yesterday's news. Our value-added approach offers you a fully FCRA-compliant solution that includes up-to-the-minute information. By combining industry-leading technology with old-school human investigation, People G2 is able to give you information that is accurate right now, delivered quickly through our online system or integrated with your HR system. So ask yourself, are you comfortable working with old news, or are you ready for a different kind of background check company? Visit peopleg2.com or call 800-630-2880. That's 800-630-2880 or peopleg2.com. When it comes to pioneers in their respective industries, we all know the Apples, Starbucks, and Trader Joe's of the world. In the realm of recruiting, Decision Toolbox is the industry's best-kept secret, with 90% of their business from referrals and repeat customers. For over 20 years, Decision Toolbox's U.S.-based team of recruiters, sourcers, professional writers, quality personnel, and tech support has perfected a Six Sigma approach to talent management. No matter the size of the project, Decision Toolbox delivers incredible results. A cost per hire less than half of what contingency firms charge, with the winning candidate presented in an average of 14 days, all with a 12-month candidate warranty. With results like that, Decision Toolbox won't be a secret for long. Visit us at www.dtoolbox.com for more information.
I'm on the observation deck of the Empire State Building to demonstrate how much material Waste Management recycles. As North America's largest residential recycler, last year alone, Waste Management recycled 12.9 million tons. How much is that? Let's do the math. Carry the 6. It's enough to fill this building more than 27 times. With experience like that, we're bound to have a program that can help your business recycle. Talk to Waste Management or visit thinkgreen.com.
You are listening to the Critical Mass Radio Show, Orange County's business talk show.
Do you want a free analysis of your inbound marketing? Do you want it in 30 seconds or less? Then check out Marketing Grader, the free marketing tool from HubSpot. It's simple. Just go to marketinggrader.com, enter the URL that you want to analyze, and Marketing Grader will instantly give you a detailed report grading your lead generation, mobile marketing, social media, competitive benchmarking, and more. It's simple, it's powerful, and it's free. marketinggrader.com.
You are listening to the Critical Mass Radio Show, Orange County's business talk show, focused on exploring topics of interest to CEOs who are leading middle market companies. With your host, Richard Franzi.
Welcome to this edition of Critical Mass Radio Show and Podcast. I am your host, Richard Franzi, and boy, do we have a great segment for you today. I've invited Ali Spinu, who is the CEO and founder of USA Link System, to come in and talk. You know, the secret with USA Link System's success is they study the ins and outs of their clients' industries to understand their business whenever they conduct a marketing ad campaign. That's why I've asked Ali to come in and talk about how she has grown her firm to be the #1 fastest growing private company as measured by the San Fernando Valley Business Journal's list of fast growing private companies. Ali, welcome to Critical Mass Radio Show and Podcast.
Thank you for having me today.
It's great to have you here. I've been so excited to have you here since I first met you, and then I saw you again when the LA Business Journal had their fastest growing private companies.
Yes.
And you were very high on that list as well.
Yes, we've been eighth on
Eighth.
that list.
Right, so that's awesome. Like in 1 month, you're first and eighth. Well, that's fantastic. So can you share a story about your professional path that helps the CEOs and business owners that are listening to the show learn a little bit more about you?
I always knew we are doing something right, and that we are doing it well. But there was one day when I had this confirmation for myself. I'm coming to work, and the team is asking me, "Do we have an employee? Her name is Evelyn." And I said, "No, we don't, and we never did." And I asked, where is the question coming from? And they said, "Well, there is this gentleman on the line. He's asking, where is Evelyn? She promised me something, and we don't know what did she promise to him." And that's when we realized that Evelyn is one of our clients who is selling our services. And that day was the realization that we do something well, and we are doing it good because our clients are selling our service.
Right.
And a lesson to our businesses is always to have that standard. Be as good to the point where your own client is referring you and selling you.
Sure, they become advocates for you that way.
Exactly.
That's great. So can you talk about where your firm is successful? What niche markets? Where do you focus your team to develop business and grow?
If I would have to say industry-wise, I wouldn't say we have a niche because
Okay.
we work with so many businesses, from flower shops, construction companies, to banks and manufacturers of oil pumps. We specialize in variety of industries. But if I would have to break it percentage-wise, I would say 50% of our business are startups. Those are business people who are coming with an idea, and we are bringing it to life from the scratch, and we are making, we have a track record of making successful businesses, which were never on the market. And another 50% of them are businesses who need marketing help, businesses who need makeover, whether it is a redesign of their website or a new marketing strategy or a rebranding.
And these are, so the audience that listens are CEOs of lower middle market companies, $100 million and smaller kind of companies. What type of companies do you service generally?
That goes also 50-50.
Okay.
We do target towards small and medium businesses, which is a division of our company, and another division of our company is targeting big corporations, because those two need to be treated differently.
Right.
That's because of the different type of strategy we need to take with them, because of different type of budgets and many other factors.
So let's talk about the firm itself. What is it about USA Link System that makes you unique or compelling, that the companies want to do business with you and continue to do business with you, that allows you to kind of realize the type of growth that you've had over these years?
You probably will agree with me if I will say that we live in a very noisy and overcrowded marketplace.
Okay.
And to stay relevant, you really need to be different as a business. How are we different, and why our companies or clients like us is because we learn the insides and outs of that business we take on board or as a project. We become expert of that industry and of that business better than probably they know about themselves.
Oh, really?
We find that what is that makes them different than the competition, and we are promoting whatever it is.
How long does it take for you and your team to be able to take a new company with a new industry and get confident that you understand the ins and outs both of the industry, but then, as you said, Ali, the uniqueness of that company in that space?
The onboarding of a new project takes a bit of time, and that is when the magic happens.
Okay.
That's when we are talking to the stakeholders and to the employees of this company and to clients of that company, and probably it takes around 30 days in many cases in order for us to set up that project and to have all the assets ready for us to begin a new website or to begin a new mobile application or to begin a marketing strategy.
So a member of our audience asked me to ask you specifically, what is it that your company does?
We are doing marketing. We are doing everything related to market digitally. It is paid advertising. It is social media. It is web development, mobile application development. Everything is done in-house. That's something else that makes us different than other agencies, is that we do everything in-house, and there is no idea or no project we say no to, because we can do it all in-house.
And can you share how large your company has grown to now as far as number of employees? I know you probably also use contractors and maybe others who aren't direct employees, but generally speaking, how big is the company now?
Overall, we currently have around 60 individuals working for us.
Okay, and we have a few minutes until our first and only break here on Critical Mass Radio Show, but you have to tell me, as an entrepreneur, why did you decide to start this business in this space?
It began with a personal need. I needed a website for my other business, and I hired an agency that failed to deliver. And with my experience that I have and with the knowledge I had, I said, well, I will put a team together and I will make it myself. And I did.
Really?
Yes.
What's your other business?
I was in car sales.
Okay.
So I have a nationwide car auction.
Okay. And so through a need as a business owner, you decided I can create a business that can do this better than the people that were in the space already.
Yes, and you may say it's so ambitious, and it was at that moment, but
feels like it.
But when the results were there, and I loved the results, and when other business people I know start complimenting me about that and start asking, can you do something like that for me?
Right.
I said, why not? Let me just start doing that, and that's how it started.
And how long ago was that?
2011.
2011.
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to take our first and only short commercial break here on Critical Mass Radio Show and Podcast. We're going to come back with Ali, and I'm going to ask you if you can talk a little bit about how you have built the culture of your company that has allowed you, because I imagine that's a factor in your growth, the type of people that you have doing the work. Are you comfortable talking about your company's culture when we come back?
Of course.
Well, great then. So you don't want to go anywhere out there listening to us, either live on octalkradio.net or maybe on iTunes or iHeartRadio or one of the other podcasting platforms that we use. We're going to be gone for like 30 seconds. And this is just a short message from something that I do. So this is a message from me.
Richard Franzi is the author of 2 popular business books for CEOs. His first book, Critical Mass, The 10 Explosive Powers of CEO Peer Groups, was the first book ever written on the secret value of CEO peer groups. His second book, now with newly updated information, is Critical Mass, The Power of CEO Guiding Principles. Richard's books contain powerful information to help CEOs running middle market companies gain valuable insight to improve their decision-making skills. Richard's books are available as paperbacks or Kindle versions from Amazon.com. To find them, type Richard Franzi in the search box.
When you use the Premier Rewards Gold Card from American Express, the rewards points can keep on multiplying. Buy 3 with triple points on airfare. Buy 2 with double points on gas and groceries. And a single point for pretty much every other dollar you spend on the card. Then, start choosing from over 1 million rewards to redeem all those points. Apply today and the annual fee for the first year is on us. Call 1-800-AXP-GOLD or visit axpgold.com. The annual fee for the card is $175. See terms, conditions, and restrictions at axpgold.com.
And welcome back to this edition of Critical Mass Radio Show and Podcast. This is episode number 1055. Ali Spinu is our guest. She is the founder and CEO of USA Link System. We're talking about the meteoric growth that her company has experienced over the few years that she's been building this out of a personal need. Any of our shows can be heard anytime on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Spreaker.com, several hundred former guest websites whose CEOs have been on our show. Since we started this show in 2009, we've reached hundreds of thousands of listeners through this live stream here on octalkradio.net and podcasting, the YouTube channel, the Facebook Live, and all the other ways that we reach our audience. Simply type in Critical Mass Radio Show into your favorite podcasting software, and you'll be able to reach and receive our interesting guests and our weekly shows. Ali, before the break, as I was going to ask you to talk a little bit about the culture that you've built. Can you describe that culture for our audience?
Definitely. The culture of the company has contributed to the growth of this organization from the day one.
Okay.
We have individuals from multiple countries, multiple cultures, languages, you name it. And the most important in the culture is to find the ground level of communication in between all of them, because we have offices around the globe as well, and you need to have a structured way on how that communication goes, taking in consideration different countries, different time zones, different languages. We have developed that system and it works for us.
Mm-hmm.
We also, if I will talk about the US office in particular, we have, our vibe is creative, our vibe is professional. We like to combine work with fun. And for us, the more complex is the project, the more interesting it is.
Okay. So the team likes a challenge.
Yes, the team loves the challenge. Whenever we bring a business or a new idea which we didn't work before on, they're so excited.
Okay.
They are waiting for us to go jump into that next project.
Because they can learn the industry, and there's a...
Yes, every client, every project we have, it becomes a case study for us.
Okay.
That's how we learn, and that's how we take one experience and multiply it in bringing that experience to another business. And that's another reason why our clients are with us and are returning to us, is because the value of knowing is so important, and especially when we have so much diversity in industries, in business people we have worked before with.
Mm-hmm. Your firm over the last 2 years have grown by 425%?
Yes.
So I have to imagine that type of growth is not possible if you weren't keeping your customers and then adding more to them, right? You couldn't just be churning customers and getting that kind of growth.
Definitely. The growth happened gradually, and that growth came with adding more customers, by our adding new customer, by our old customer referring new customers, and also as the more projects we added to the table, the more people we needed to hire, the more talent we needed to recruit in order to make those customers happy.
So I detect in your accent that you're not from the United States originally?
No, I'm from Romania originally.
Okay. And you talked about building a global organization. Do you feel that being from Romania has been beneficial to you as a U.S. entrepreneur to scale a global company? Or was that not a value to you in how you've built your firm?
It was. You have a point there. Yes, it is a value, because originally our company was built to, or every time I recruit a new talent, I'm always making sure that you need to know you're coming into a multicultural organization.
Right.
You need to be open-minded. You need to be aware that you will have culture barriers, language barriers, and I think being an immigrant in United States,
Mm-hmm.
I have learned a lot hard those lessons.
Sure.
By myself not being accepted in certain situations, and by seeing circumstances where the language barrier and the cultural barrier was not an advantage. And that's what I'm trying to avoid in my organization.
Wow, that's awesome. Because I would think recruiting in your industry is tight right now. There's a challenge for talent, right? People with technical and skill sets are in demand.
Yes.
And so you're offering, my sense is you're offering a unique work environment that may attract the type of people that want to work in a multicultural, diverse environment. And maybe that's different than a lot of your the other places they might be able to work at this time.
Yes, the marketplace is competitive, especially in LA, with all of these startups which are popping up everywhere. But the culture of the company sells the job to the candidate. When they come to our environment and they get to live a week or two in our company, they tend to say, okay, that's the company I want to stay with. Because of that vibe which we have.
Right.
You can have, it's natural that other IT companies have various perks such as snacks and coffee and but you can have all of those things, but if the vibe of the company is not right,
Right.
then that's not the company you want to work
Right.
with.
That's not the soul of it.
Exactly. And that's what we have. I think we have that soul which keeps people being together, working together and bringing that result at the end.
So is this a Romanian company that just happens to be in Glendale, California? I mean, would this be typical of a company that was founded in Romania, or is this more you and your life experiences?
No, I wouldn't say it's a Romanian company.
Okay.
I would say this is a international company which works on very set rules. When I say set rules, I mean when you come on board with us, you need to know what are you signing for. We have every member of the company is goal driven.
Okay.
Every time they come to work, they know that they have that goal to achieve, and it's not only individually achieved; it's achieved team-wise.
Sure.
And we have, even here in the United States, even though we are a USA-based office, we have people who came from various countries to work in this in Los Angeles.
I would think so, and
Yes.
and at the different events where I've seen you,
Yes.
you've brought some of the members of your team, and you have quite a diverse group of senior leaders who you brought with you as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's awesome. You know, Michael Gerber, small business guru, says, you know, it's important for entrepreneurs not only to work in their business, but work on their business. And I'm wondering, what do you do and what have you done to kind of get outside of your business and sort of develop yourself too? Is this because I would think as a leader, you've had to grow a lot to allow your company to grow a lot.
Definitely. I'm sure as many CEOs right over there listening to us, they know, or I know that my day, I cannot average my day. There is no average day for me.
Right.
Every day is new, it's interesting, it's challenging. If I would have to categorize my time, how am I dedicating the time overall to the company? I would say 50% of my time goes into talking and listening to our clients, potential clients, and hear them out. What is that they need from USA Link system? And then bringing those requests and ideas back to the office is my other 50% of my time, is bringing those ideas, talking to the team, creating goals and strategies for them to achieve those needs of our clients, and hire new talent if it's needed, and motivate that talent to bring the ideas of our clients and the goals they are aiming for to the reality.
Mm-hmm. Where do you see the future for USA Link system? Where are you going next?
Definitely to aim for Inc. 500.
All right.
Definitely to keep staying on rank number 1 here locally. Definitely to improve our team and to increase number of clients, and definitely to stay relevant and reliable to the existing clients.
That is the key, right?
Yes.
Right, balancing that. So if you had one piece of advice to share with the other CEOs that are listening to you now, either live or in iTunes, iHeart in the future, based on what you've been able to do to get the growth, because I think that's envious growth, and many who are listening today or in the future would like to emulate that success, Allie, is there one piece of advice that you could share with them that would help them to better achieve that kind of growth?
One piece of advice would be put emphasis on the team and hire the right talent, because the team is the one which drives the company and the results of the company. Motivate your team on the daily basis to achieve those goals. You as CEO, you will not be able to work for all of your clients or as one individual. You need that team to stand behind your company's goals, your company's vision. And your job as CEO is to know how to hire right people, know when to fire the wrong people, and know how to motivate the team and to have them always go that extra mile to exceed the customer's expectation. And if the team exceeds the customer's expectation, that means that the company overall goes forward.
Was there a point, thank you, what has there been a point in the company's growth and evolution where you no longer personally as the leader of the company was able to be involved in the business at the level that you used to be able to? In other words, did you have to release some control of the company to the people that work for you, the managers, the leaders, the executives? I mean, have you hit that point where it's no longer a founder-centric company?
Yes, and that happened gradually. That
Okay.
it didn't happen overnight. The more growth we added to the company, the more reliable I had to be on the leaders. And I always believe that's maybe the second advice I have is grow your leaders within.
Okay.
Because those are the people who helped you to a certain point, and those are the people who know most about your business, about your clients, about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And that is my advice to everyone. Know who is your star and advance them to the leadership position, because if you have to dedicate some of your tasks to those people,
Yes.
one day you will trust.
Right. And so that's great advice. So normally we ring the gong for advice like that, but just let everybody know. There you go. So our loyal listeners know when they hear the gong, that's something that if they weren't fully engaged in the conversation, to hit the rewind for about 30 seconds and pick back up what you just said. So thank you for a teachable moment here on Critical Mass Radio Show, Allie.
Thank you.
When you hit that point, because you said it was gradual, but it must have been an awareness that you could no longer spin all the plates of the business. Did that create tension for you, or were you ready for it at the moment that you needed to? In other words, had you built yourself to the point saying, okay, now my team can handle it, or was it something where you at first were reluctant to release that responsibility and authority?
Well, a good CEO needs to know the growing pains of the company. Being a CEO, I always knew that there will be those points, and I always prepared the team members. When is that moment coming?
Okay.
I always was able to see that going
Okay.
forward. I hope I will still keep seeing that, and that's also very important for a CEO to, as you said, not work in the company, work for the company. That's something else. When the night comes and you are alone in the room or you drink your coffee, your mind is still in that company. It's still thinking a mile ahead of everyone else.
Yes.
And that's how a company succeeds, when the CEO is thinking and strategizing and knowing what is that next step all the time.
Would you consider acquisitions for growth, or is organic growth, which I assume is how you've done it so far, it sounds like it's been organic, is that going to get you to where you want to continue to be, the organic growth that you have planned for the business over the next 3 to 5 years?
Yes, I hope we'll keep growing organically and will not need to acquire anything else.
Right. Because there is an opportunity to take significant growth by doing acquisitions, but there's also the issues of culture and integration and distraction that can come with that as well.
Exactly. Well, I'm hoping for a natural growth, organic growth.
Okay.
I am hoping for more customers that will help us maintain that.
Are customers in Southern California, or do you have customers nationwide?
Well, not only nationwide, we have international
You
customers.
have international
as well.
customers as
Yes.
well. Okay, so you have an international workforce and an international customer
Exactly.
base.
The main reason of us having international offices are for the projects which are happening internationally.
Wow.
Because USA-based customers, they tend to like having to deal with US-based office. And
So,
yes.
so I don't mean to interrupt you, but my engineer is telling me we are unfortunately out of time. I would love to have you back in 2018 if you're willing to make that drive and come to come down to Orange County Studio, because I would love to explore the difference between selling outside the U.S. and selling the same products and services inside the U.S.
That would be great.
Would you be willing to do that?
Yes,
'Cause
definitely. If I can give any type of advice and help anyone else to drive their business forward, I'm all for it.
Okay. So I'm going to have our producer, Joan, get back in touch with you, because I think our audience would benefit from your experience in that area.
I have extensive experience in international business, not only because we have international locations and cater to international businesses, but because we have a huge international business startup, which we are working currently right now.
And that's the other area. I would love to talk with you about how your technology is helping these startups to be successful, because so many fail, right? Early stage companies can't scale. So, okay, I'm getting a hard stop here. I'm sorry. I could spend the full hour with you today, Ellie. This has been awesome. Thank you for being a friend of the program, and welcome to the Critical Mass community. I really appreciate the commitment you've made to the show today.
Thank you very much. And at the end, I just want to say, if someone wants to get in touch with USA Link System, you can either call or text us to 747-206-4660.
I'm going to ask you to repeat that phone number.
747-206-4660.
Okay. And any other, your website?
USALinkSystem.com.
USA Link System.
System.
Singular.
No S.com.
Okay.
Or if you want to email, you can email us at uls@usalinkssystem.com.
Thank you again. This has been fantastic. I appreciate it. It's nice to really have you in the studio. I've been looking forward to it since I first met you in the Valley.
Thank you very much. I was looking forward for this as well.
Thank you. And I'd like to also thank our engineer for today, Paul Roberts. Our producers are Joan Park, Crystal Nunley, and Haley Stern. If you'd like to connect with me, my Twitter handle is CEO Peer Groups. You can find me on LinkedIn as Richard Franzi, Franzi, and my website is criticalmass4forbusiness.com. And until our next show, I hope all of your business decisions will move your company in a positive direction.
You have been listening to Critical Mass Radio Show Business Talk Show, focused on exploring topics of interest to CEOs who are leading middle market companies. With your host, Richard Franzi.
Imagine what it would feel like to lose everything. Your job, your home, your family, your dignity. This has happened to thousands of the men, women, veterans, and young adults we serve at Working Wardrobes. What do we do to help? We provide career development services, life skills workshops, job skills training. We provide the perfect interview outfit, and we get clients placed in jobs. Call Working Wardrobes, 714-210-2460. Donate, volunteer, invest, hire.
When it comes to pioneers in their respective industries, we all know the Apples, Starbucks, and Trader Joe's